Make some noise for your host, Kid Copious.
What up, perps? Kid Copious, back in the bunker. Purple State Party. You know what we're doing here, man. Repping the center. America, common sense. And they're saying things out of order. Yeah. Well, you know, I always like to start the show explaining the title of it. And, of course, this one's kind of easy. Apocalypse, Brandon. I use Brandon nowadays to signify anybody on that side of the fence, especially the far left people. I wanted to drop the whole Brandon thing. I wanted to move on to different things, different topics, different targets, so to speak. But, the State of the Union, the war in the Ukraine, and just the general failures of the Democratic Party have sort of forced my hand, so to speak, you know. Glad to see this guy back on the show here, Earl Weber. And he really sums up how I'm feeling right now. Joe Biden now pushes Made in America, fund the police, close the border. When President Trump says this, they call it dangerous nationalism. And, you know, we're gonna delve into some of these things more in depth, but the general overlying theme of this is that they know it's going to be a bloodbath. The Democrats know that they are a failure. Okay? They are a fucking failure. Their policies are failures. All right? Every single thing they touch just turns to shit. And now they're trying to undo all that, and they're trying to take credit for it. They're trying to take credit for Made in America. They're trying to take credit for funding the police. They're trying to take credit for closing the border. The fact remains those are Republican and centralist themes. These three things right there, and many, many more, are the themes that people like myself in the center or people on the right support. The left is a fucking dumpster fire. Their ideas don't work. We're going to delve into it. I'm going to delve into some of this stuff. I'll be straight with you, because that's all I want to be. Okay? There's not much we can do. All right? We can put economic sanctions, but we're still buying their fucking oil, as we're about to see. You know, we may seize a yacht here or kick a soccer team out there, but Russia will rebound. Russia, the oligarchs, they will buy new yachts, and the people will suffer, and there's not a goddamn thing we can do about it. Okay? Because we can't risk a full-on World War III. We can't risk it. I get that. I'm not urging the president to do anything about that. But what I am urging fuckwad Brandon to do is to cut off Russia entirely. But to take it a step further and to begin to cut off China and move our manufacturing to the Americas. Okay? Made in Americas should be our theme. Made in Americas. All right? I'm sick and tired of us funding our enemies. As we're going to see, we are going to give money to Iran. We give money to Russia. And we give a shit ton to China. And all three of those assholes are about to pop off in a big way. Right here. We put sanctions, European sanctions on Moscow to cripple its financial system. Yeah, we did. We hurt them bad. But we are still allowing 30%, 36% of their country's revenue. All right? The goal, this is from Mr. Biden. Mr. Biden. Excuse me, that is the Red Bull speaking there. The goal was to maximize the impact on Putin and Russia and to minimize the harm to us and our allies and friends around the world. We get about 8% of our liquid fuel imports from Russia. 8%. It's not a lot, but it's still a shit ton of money flowing into that country. Because he doesn't want to risk his political future. All right? Meanwhile, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, is risking his life. When we offered to get Zelensky out, he said, I don't need a ride, I need ammo. That's a leader. Okay? They have members of the Ukrainian parliament who are taking up arms. They have beauty queens who are taking up arms. They have every average, everyday citizens taking up arms over there. And Biden won't open up U.S. oil any further. He won't even explore the issue. He's going to keep giving money to Russia. Speaking of guns, Biden wants to say, hey, do you think the deer are wearing Kevlar? You ever notice that in the Second Amendment, it talks about a militia, okay? It talks about defending the American citizens from a government, whether it's our government or a foreign government, okay? It doesn't mention hunting or self-protection because, duh, back then, that's what you used firearms for, hunting and personal protection. So why would you have to specify that? And then to all of you people out there who say the Founding Fathers did not know that one day we would have M4 rifles, I'll tell you this. The Founding Fathers did not know what the future would bring, but they knew it would be in the hands of free American citizens. They didn't know. You're right. They didn't know that we would have 100-round magazines or 40-round magazines on a Glock, but they knew that they would be in our hands to protect us from our enemies, including those who run the country. That's why they're scared of it. Here's another great failure, okay? There was this dude who walks in, I believe he was at a church, kills his own 3 daughters and the chaperone that was there to supervise their visitation. A few days before the murders, he was arrested for assaulting a police officer. ICE asked to be notified of his release, but because of the sanctuary state law, ICE was never notified. This fucker was in the country illegally. So now, 3 little girls are dead, and a chaperone are dead. This guy shot him with an AR-15. How the fuck did he get that? California's got gun control laws. Oh my God. Because again, you side with the criminals and you punish the law-abiding gun owners. The law-abiding gun owners don't commit crimes because they're law-abiding. The criminals do. But you don't go after the criminals. No, you don't go after the criminals. You don't want to send an illegal alien back to Mexico or wherever he came from. No. No, you're a sanctuary state. Sanctuary state. What could possibly go wrong? This kind of shit. This is what could go wrong. He should have been detained by customs. Immigration Customs Enforcement. ICE. Ice Baby should have come on in and taken this fucking scumbag away. And then his kids would still be alive. But no. No. Boom, Taiwan issues official statement. Lol, we're so screwed. I hope that's not true. Russia removed from Apple Maps. Well, that'll help. I wish we could just remove Russia from the planet, period, but okay, that's great. That's a great one. Biden announces increased spending on Smørgberg, Rustamurfens, and Blabtrussels. I mean, the president of the Ukraine is standing with his people. He has not fled the country. And our president can't even speak complete sentences. Biden gives up coherent speaking for Lent. Yep. Look at the people behind him. Look at those 3. Those are like the 3 biggest fools on the planet. And you know what makes it even worse is those 3 fools have fooled a lot of people into buying their shit and making them wealthy, powerful people. That is the ruling elite of our country right now. Those 3 scumbags. Biden practices saying the State of the Union is strong in a mirror with a straight face. Yeah, because it's not. One of my favorite targets, AOC. I stand with Ukraine. Get it? Because it's a crane, not Ukraine. Come on now. She is that dumb, though. No, we're going to end with this one. You know, when I heard the State of the Union was coming up, the first thing I thought was, somebody's going to make a meme about just a dumpster fire. And leave it to the Babylon Bee. State of the Union will be just a 90-minute broadcast of dumpster engulfed in flames. Well, because that's what it is. That's what the state of our... it is a dumpster fire. Because the politicians want us on each side so we can't see what's going on in the middle. The media plays along with it. We have soaring costs that the media tries to play off and say, oh, well, this isn't really Biden's fault, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't matter whose fault it is. What can be done? What is really going on? Because the real truth of the matter is, in my opinion, is that if the media, Twitter, other propaganda sites, if they were honest, if they just laid everything out on a table and did not sugarcoat and twist and convolute and all that, if they didn't do all that, I think the Democratic Party would be dead. Then, people such as myself, we could set our sights on creating a new party. One that is in the middle. One that has compassion and common sense. One that can lead America back to greatness. Not that difficult. Copious out. Huh.